All right, all right. I have a friend that is a Trekkie. I actually have quite a few friends that are Trekkies, and Star Trek postures itself as the benchmark of science fiction television and science fiction film. It's like, yo, Star Trek is the be all, the end all of that. You name it, right? So I have been notorious as being a Gemini, and I personally believe that I'm a Star Wars and a Star Trekkie. There's things I like about both of them. I actually like Star Trek Discovery, which a lot of Trekkies don't like. And I feel that one of the problems with Star Trek is seed reason why, or a clue to why they didn't like Star Trek Discovery. I personally believe that the Captain Kirk, all the way through the television, original Lucille Ball produced television show, all the way through what do you call it? Deep Space Nine. Star Trek was dealing with its, I wouldn't say misogyny, that's a little extreme, but their chauvinism, maybe the earlier on, with Captain Kirk and Leonard Nimoy, William Shatner, Lucille Ball produced one, they had maybe a closer to misogyny, but I wouldn't call any of them misogynistic. However, I felt that was a problem, and I also feel that, I'm notorious for calling Lieutenant Uhura a space secretary. A lot of people will call Finn from Star Wars they're quick to call him a space janitor. And I'm like, you know what? I can see that. I have no problem with it. Same thing with Leslie Jones's character in Ghostbusters. They clowned us a little bit, or they just limited us, put us in there. And, whereas Leslie Jones in the Ghostbusters with the female version, she could have been an engineer student studying underground engineering, and working as a subway person, which is an ideal job for somebody who wants to get into engineering, underground engineers, to work in the subway. You're working right there to learn, so it was perfect. Anyway, back to Star Trek. So they're rebooting Star Trek. They're getting rid of JJ Abrams, who brought us, 3 good movies. He did The Con. He did the first reboot with Zoe Saldana, right, playing Uhura, and the 3 movies all the way up to the one that nobody really likes with Idris Elba playing the villain, right? So they're getting rid of JJ Abrams' element, right? They're gonna bring it back in stuff, and I am notorious, and this is what pissed my friend off, is that I said, well, I hope they take a page from The Expanse and deal with their racism problem or their lack of full cultural diversity. Because I even think racism is a hard label to put on Star Trek, because Star Trek has been a leader in this racist or this genre, this racist-filled genre that we call science fiction, because science fiction has been full of racial stereotypes and all types of stuff. It ain't just Robert Heinlein and his book Farnham's Freehold, but it's been throughout. Even David Weber, he had his Medusians were black people named after the ugliest god, the god of ugliness in Greek mythology. So even with his honor verse, there's elements of racism in there, or just, let's not say even racism, just say white supremacy, because they don't really, crap on every ethnicity. Is usually the black people get crapped on, evident with Darth Vader and everything black, and then white is really the hero. So that's not necessarily cultural. It's just beating up on what is black. So anyway, I just feel that Star Trek, while it is a leader, a big brand leader, it is not the only one, because I think There's other stories like, oh gosh, just real recently, I like Serenity, right? I love the Serenity movie over the TV show, although the TV show is definitely not bad, right? I like that, and I like both other shows. What's the name of it? Killjoys and Dark Matter. I like both of those, and the best one is The Expanse. You can't get better than The Expanse. So I'm down with The Expanse, and I just feel if Star Trek is really going to jump on board something, then they need to beat The Expanse. The only way you can beat The Expanse is be more entertaining from the beginning. But other than that, The Expanse is winning with its diversity. There's nothing that is fairer than that. And then Star Wars, you really can't call it, because there are no black people or white people in Star Wars. Everybody is before black people and white people. Or let's say Africans and Europeans, because Star Wars is a long, long time ago before Earth. So there you have it. But if Star Trek wants to satisfy me, in the future and step into the realm, then they really need to, tell us where Uhura comes from. Give our future the similar demographics as to the Earth, meaning Earth is 9/10 people of color. Where the hell did that majority go in the future? How come when we see their space boards, their human fleet, whatever who runs Star Trek's ships, the Enterprise, why is it still 90% white? They're not the majority on Earth. Where are the Indians? Where are the South Americans? Where are the Africans? Where are the people of color? Doggone it. So that's not the future that I think, because otherwise it must have been a mass extermination of Africans, because that is horrible for me, because I want to be around in the future. So anyway, that's my little vent on Star Trek. I will look forward to it. I have no problems. But if they don't, work on their diversity, it's still going to be a problem. I think that's why people didn't like Star Trek Discovery, because it featured a a black woman, black female captain. It was real diverse. So anyway, I'm out of here. Talk to you later. Peace.